Make them realize they are unique. You have the privilege and the right to vote for the existence of the world of man. I'll guarantee you, if we continue as we're going, there will be no man on this earth before long. We will breed ourselves off of this face of this earth, and we should be. But the young generation is going to have something that we've never had, and that's the vote. You can vote whether we exist as a world or not. And I pity you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White, for that sobering message. Is it all right if folks have questions? Could they talk with you for a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you want to take a seat up front, then
That's okay.
well, please feel free to raise your hand and ask a question. Maybe, more specifics about what the natural gas industry did, and how it impacted their business idea with the hoop houses.
Yes, sir.
One question, we've heard horror stories about how cheaply people bought the rights in many areas of Arkansas. How much per acre people were paid in severance I'm sorry.
You say how many acres?
How much per acre did people get in royalties? And of course,
They don't have to pay you a penny now. I can show you people all over South Sebastian that's never received us anything. They made an agreement, but they never received anything, and the companies tell them they don't have to, and they don't.
Really?
Sometimes you get a ride, it depends on who you are. You better be careful. A lot of them gets nothing. But they get a very small margin of what they pay.
And then the individuals have to pay severance tax.
Well, the only people that has to pay severance tax should be is the oil and gas industry. And they don't pay it for 5 years, which is when you do all of the fracking they do, most of the gas wells have already deplenished themselves for vast parts of it. We missed the biggest part of all of it. The only people that's ever got anything out of the oil and gas industry so far in all of this drilling is basically some of the government officials and other people like that have done quite well. But I don't know of any wealthy people that's gotten wealthy off of any of the gas. Robert here probably knows how big of a check y'all get, Robert. Folks get rich. I don't know of any that's getting very much. They never have been very much. It used to be 1/8 of a road override. But I'll tell you how it used to be operated. You drill a well, and you set that up there, and you have to market that, and they market at wellhead price. At that point, it's so cheap. Then they have to lay a pipeline over to the main gathering system. That little pipeline is belonged to Company B, which is the same people but with different name. Company A sells to Company B, and the price of the gas goes way up and goes into the main line. So the little pipeline from the wellhead to the main gathering line makes a lot more than they did at the wellhead. All the wellhead gas loses money, and that's where they tax. I never worked for an oil and gas company that didn't have 2 or 3 different companies involved in the purchases and sale. It's always been this way in the oil and gas industry. They've always been con artists, and they still are, and they're conning Arkansas. I recently attended the meeting in Littleton, Fort Smith. Everyone that was there was a chosen person to speak for the right way, to convince and sell the idea that we need more fracking. The only people that I have not given credit to is the State Highway Department. Those people are struggling to trying to keep these roads in repair after all of the big weight. We heard, Joyce, you might remember how many millions that the oil and gas industry owes the state of Arkansas that our Attorney General won't file, and I understand the governor says nothing. And they need that money for the